So it seems nobody's really talking about the Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua fight, and I'm really excited for it. But it seems like it doesn't have the hype that I really think it should have. We got Anthony Joshua, who's knocked out everybody, 24 knockouts, and we got Francis Ngannou, who is 0-1 in boxing. It's literally out of a Rocky movie, right? So Anthony Joshua, he is a technical power puncher. Francis Ngannou is a technical super power puncher. He's got nuclear bombs, and Anthony's got like C4. So what this fight, it has so many X factors. Today we're going to be breaking down Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, who I think is going to win, how I think both of these gentlemen can win, and like I said, this is going to be crazy to break down. But wait until the end to see who I really think is going to win this fight. You might be surprised who I say. But first, let's break down Anthony Joshua, right? So I'm really going to be looking at the Ruiz fight right now for how Francis can defeat Anthony Joshua. So let's break down what he's good at. He is a power puncher that is fast and uses momentum. Now, what does this mean? I always like to break down whenever I say a word like momentum, right? So momentum, whenever I'm striking and I'm going forward, I'm getting way more power behind my punches because I'm throwing my weight forward. Anthony Joshua, he is a killer when it comes to throwing the cross and then throwing a barrage of punches after and just walking down his opponent till they get at the end of the ring and he hits them with that straight and then they go to sleep, right? So that's his whole thing. Momentum. I want you to think about this. Now we got Francis Ngannou. Will Anthony Joshua be able to pressure Francis Ngannou and use that momentum against him? That's really what this is all going to come down to. So Anthony Joshua, his whole goal is to back you up and then throw the meanest combos that you've ever seen. The one thing that I saw in the Ruiz fight, I want to keep going back to that one, is he got tired whenever he got pressured. I always like to say pressure, guys. Pressure, pressure, pressure. But whoever pressures who in this fight really does have a better chance. So we got Francis, who is going to be trying to throw bombs. If he gets backed up, who knows how he can fight whenever he's going back. And if Francis can back Anthony Joshua up, who knows how he can fight when he goes back. So this all comes down to who can walk who down. And the momentum thing, like I was saying earlier. If Anthony Joshua can use that momentum, will that be enough to make Francis back up? Or will Francis just wait for that perfect moment for a check left hook or a right hand? That's why this is such a hard fight to break down. Both of these guys have a good chance of knocking the other out or stopping the other. So Anthony Joshua, he's about as technical as it comes whenever it's about offense. But whenever he gets hit hard, we saw this in the Ruiz fight, you get hit hard and he starts to drop his hands. If Francis hits you with one of those bombs like that, will Anthony go to sleep? Will he be able to get his hands up and still recover? That's really the question here. And will he be able to unload one of those bombs, right? So that's his key to victory. Francis is to stick behind the jab, right? Stick behind the jab by stepping forward, the body shots, and the overhand, or the cross. Those are Francis's key to victory. Joshua's key to victory here is to use his straight to add all of these extra punches whenever he gets Francis on the back foot, right? So that's both of their keys to victory here. So Anthony Joshua going to use that momentum, try to beat the shit out of Francis. But what is Francis going to try to do? I have a very specific breakdown for Francis. I think Francis is going to stick behind the jab this time. He didn't do it in the Tyson Fury fight, and that's what lost him the fight. He got outstruck, right? But this jab, specifically the step forward jab, I think Francis is going to use this time to set up those big power punches. So what does the jab, the body shot, the cross, and the overhand have in common, right? So I'm going to throw all of these, right? Boom. with all of these, I step forward. Francis is going to give Anthony that look in the beginning. So I see Francis winning this fight by stepping forward, right? What do I mean by this? Not only the pressure that I was talking about earlier, but whenever Francis steps forward with one of these punches, all of them have the same look. And some of them are more dangerous than the others, right? So with this jab, I'm just measuring distance. The body shot. Money in the bank. I'm trying to get some more. I'm trying to get you fatigued, right? The cross. That's to hurt you. The overhand. That's to hurt you. So Francis mixing up all of these strikes with the same tell at the beginning. This is what makes him. This is what's going to make him good if he's boxing, is to mix up traps like this. But we'll see. Can Francis learn from his mistakes in the last Fury fight? Or does he not have enough time to prepare for another elite opponent? Like I said, guys, this is some shit out of a Rocky movie. So let's get to who I think is going to win now. I think Francis is going to win, and it's for the fact that whenever Anthony gets hit with a hard shot, like an overhand, he starts to drop his hands whenever you put on more pressure. And I think Francis will be able to put on the pressure a little bit better than Anthony will. I think Francis is going to stick behind the jab, and he's going to try to set up that overhand or the cross. And I think if Anthony comes forward too much, he's going to try to go with that check left hook. Anthony, don't think I'm underselling him either. He has a really good chance of winning this fight. But some people, they just have that thing wherever Francis, some people think he won against Fury. Some people think he lost. But even the fact that he got to fight the world champion after no amateur fights or no pro fights, I mean. So there's some people that they can learn, they can adapt. And we saw in MMA, Francis was just he was a brawler. He had hands down and he was just throwing, right? Throwing those wild haymakers. But then Stipe, he didn't have all that shit. He just wrestled with him. So then we saw Francis get more patient. And then after he got out-wrestled, he started to work on his wrestling. And then we saw him actually out-wrestle C-Roll again and look pretty good. Francis is capable of learning from his mistakes. And I think the jab was his biggest mistake in the Fury fight. And I think it is what will win him this fight. The jab will win or lose him this fight. That's pretty much what I break it down to. Because everybody knows he's going to throw those bombs. But will he be able to set it up and hurt Anthony Joshua so he can be able to knock him out? Or will he knock him out cold? What do you guys think? I think Anthony Joshua, I think he could win if he just sticks to his style. Don't let Francis intimidate him. Go forward and use his momentum, because that's what's won him fights so far. People, they start to fear an opponent and they start to change the way that they fight. Whenever you do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So Anthony needs to stick to that pressure. And if he lets Francis walk him down, then he's going to lose. If Anthony can't find that right shot, he's going to lose. Both of these guys, like I said, this is one of those fights where there's so many X factors where I wouldn't bet money on it. I wouldn't bet money on Francis knocking him out. But that is who I lean a little bit more towards. Let me know in the comments, who do you guys think? Do you think Anthony can pressure him, or do you think Francis can knock him out? Because that's pretty much what it goes down to. But, yeah, that's my prediction. Francis, probably by a cross or an overhand. And like I said, I think he's going to be setting it up with his jab, going low to the body, trying to get him ready for that cross to the head. That's what I think. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I'm excited for this fight, guys. Anyway, I got the Punch Podcast coming on Monday. I got videos every week. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at AJ_Stemmer_MMA. And that's it, guys. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. Later.